Welcome to our lesson 1.5. In this lesson, we're going to be learning about the rough breathing marks and the smooth breathing marks. A vowel or a diphthong at the beginning of a word always has a breathing. The breathing stands over a vowel, and in the case of a diphthong, it stands over the second of the two component vowels. So you remember in our previous lesson, we learned diphthongs, where you have two vowels that make one sound. Here, the breathing mark will always be on the second of those two vowels. The rough breathing mark, as we see here, indicates that an H sound is to be pronounced before the initial vowel or diphthong. The smooth breathing mark indicates that no such H sound is to be pronounced. In other words, what he's saying here is whenever you see a rough breathing mark, you will put an H sound before the vowel. If there is a smooth breathing mark, then no H sound is needed. Just pronounce the vowel as normal. So then, for example, we see here thus in the word in, it is to be pronounced as in because we have here a smooth breathing mark. So there's no H sound needed. But on the other hand, here we see hin, and there's a rough breathing mark. It is be pronounced hin with the H there. And the way you tell the rough breathing mark from the smooth breathing mark, the rough breathing mark is always facing the right, like an apostrophe that is shaped like a C, and a smooth breathing mark is facing the left. Okay? Here's another example. Oo is to be pronounced oo because that is a smooth breathing mark. And here we have who. It's to be pronounced with the H as in who. And so you will want to note the rough breathing marks as we go along. I will say here that we are using what is called Erasmian pronunciation. And Erasmian pronunciation makes note of the breathing marks. There are other pronunciations in Greek that does not make note of these breathing marks. And for example, modern Greek, people will use that pronunciation. You can go and look that up. But we're going to be using the Erasmian pronunciation. Erasmian pronunciation is typically what is used in seminaries, although some are moving towards a modern pronunciation. And there is some evidence that perhaps ancient Greek, Koine Greek, used a pronunciation more like the modern. But the Erasmian does help distinguish between certain things, which can help the student learn. And so that's what we'll be using here in this series of lessons. That's what Machen uses, and we are going through Machen's grammar. Machen's grammar is in the public domain. It was put out in, I believe, 1920-something or 30s, but it is still one of the better grammars out there. And so that's what we are using here. All right, well, we'll see you in our next lesson. That concludes lesson 1.5.